Shalom, I am Rabbi David. Today, I am going to tell you something that might make you very uncomfortable. It might even make you angry. But if you listen closely, it will completely change your financial reality. For years, I have spoken with thousands of people who are struggling with money. They come to me in tears, and they all say the exact same thing. Rabbi, I pray every single day. I ask God for a financial breakthrough. I ask for a better job, for my business to succeed, for a way out of debt, but nothing happens. Why is God ignoring my prayers? My answer always shocks them. I tell them that God is not ignoring their prayers. God is actively trying to send them the money they are asking for. The reason they are not receiving it has absolutely nothing to do with their prayers. It has to do with a fundamental misunderstanding of how divine abundance actually works in the physical world. Today, I am going to expose the ultimate Jewish wealth secret. I am going to show you exactly why your prayers for money are failing, and I am going to reveal the ancient Talmudic framework you must use to force the universe to deliver the wealth you desire. To understand why your prayers are not working, you have to understand the concept of the vessel. In Hebrew, the word is kli. The Torah teaches that God's abundance is infinite. It is constantly flowing, like a massive, endless waterfall of energy and resources. But this infinite flow cannot exist in the physical world unless it has a physical container to hold it. Imagine standing under a massive waterfall because you are dying of thirst. You can pray for water all day long. You can scream at the sky, begging for a drink. But if you do not have a cup, a bucket, or a vessel to catch the water, you will die of thirst while standing in the middle of an infinite supply. The water is there. The supply is endless. But without a vessel, you cannot receive it. This is exactly what is happening with your finances. You are standing under the waterfall of divine abundance, praying for money, but you have not built a vessel to catch it. And for those who are truly serious about accelerating their journey, for a limited time, I am opening the doors to the Torah Millionaire Business School for just $299. This is where I unveil the complete Torah wealth system. It is the full architecture of ancient wisdom applied to modern financial transformation. The doors are closing soon, so check the link in the comments. The Talmud in Tractate Bava Metzia 42a makes this principle incredibly clear. Rabbi Yitzchak teaches, "Blessing is found only in a matter concealed from the eye, as it is stated, the Lord will command blessing with you in your storehouses." Notice the specific word used here, storehouses. A storehouse is a physical vessel. It is a structure built to hold grain, resources, and wealth. The Talmud is telling us that divine blessing does not just magically appear out of thin air. It requires a physical structure to rest upon. If you have no storehouse, you have no blessing. This concept is illustrated perfectly in the biblical story of the prophet Elisha and the widow, found in the second book of Kings. The widow was deeply in debt, and the creditors were coming to take her children as slaves. She cried out to Elisha for help. Elisha did not just pray for money to fall from the sky. He asked her what she had in her house. She replied that she had nothing but a single small jar of oil. Elisha told her to go to all her neighbors and borrow as many empty vessels as she could find. He told her not to gather just a few, but to gather many. Then he told her to pour her small jar of oil into the empty vessels. She started pouring, and the oil kept flowing. It filled the first vessel, then the second, then the third. The oil did not stop flowing until she ran out of empty vessels. The moment she said, "There is not a vessel more," the oil stopped. This story is not just a historical miracle, it is a blueprint for how wealth operates. The oil represents the infinite flow of divine abundance. The empty vessels represent human preparation and action. The abundance will flow exactly to the capacity of the vessels you have prepared. If you prepare a small vessel, you will receive a small blessing. If you prepare a massive vessel, you will receive a massive blessing. And if you prepare no vessel at all, you will receive nothing, no matter how hard you pray. This is the concept of hishtadlut, which translates to human effort. In the Jewish tradition, prayer without hishtadlut is considered incomplete and in some cases even arrogant. The sages in Pirkei Avot, the ethics of the fathers, teach, do not trust in yourself until the day of your death. Relying solely on prayer assumes that God will break the laws of nature just for you without you doing your part. God works through natural means. Your job is to create the natural conditions, the vessels, for the blessing to flow into. Let me tell you about a man named Richard. Richard was a devout man who prayed for hours every day. He was struggling financially, working a dead-end job that barely paid the bills. He prayed constantly for a promotion or a new career opportunity. He asked God to send him a breakthrough, but year after year, nothing changed. Richard grew bitter and resentful. He felt that God had abandoned him. When he came to me, I asked him a simple question. Richard, what vessel have you built for this new career? He looked at me, confused. I asked him if he had updated his resume in the last 5 years. He said no. I asked him if he had taken any courses to learn new skills. He said no. I asked him if he had attended any networking events or reached out to people in the industry he wanted to enter. He said no. I told Richard the harsh truth. You are standing under the waterfall without a cup. You are asking God for a new career, but you have not built the physical vessel to receive it. God is not going to magically teleport a job offer into your living room. I instructed Richard to stop praying for a job and start building a vessel. I told him to spend the next 30 days updating his resume, taking an online certification course, and sending out 10 messages a day to people in his desired field. Richard was hesitant, but he followed the instructions. Within 45 days, he had 3 interviews. Within 60 days, he landed a job that paid double his previous salary. The prayer did not change. The vessel changed. There are 3 specific types of vessels you must build if you want to attract wealth. The first is the vessel of knowledge. You cannot receive financial abundance if you are financially illiterate. If you do not understand how money works, how to budget, how to invest, or how to provide value in the marketplace, your vessel is full of holes. Any money that flows into it will immediately leak out. You must study your craft. You must study your market. You must study the principles of wealth. Ignorance is a broken vessel. The second type of vessel is the vessel of action. You must move your feet. In the book of Exodus, when the Israelites were trapped between the Egyptian army and the Red Sea, Moses started praying. God's response in Exodus 14:15 is shocking. Why do you cry out to me? Speak to the children of Israel and let them move forward. Murmur my mind I'm some. God literally told Moses to stop praying and start moving. The sea did not split because of the prayer. It split because a man named Nachshon stepped into the water until it reached his nostrils. Action is the vessel that forces the miracle. Consider the story of a woman named Clara. Clara wanted to start a consulting business. She had a brilliant idea and a deep desire to help people. She prayed every day for clients to find her. She created a beautiful vision board and spent hours meditating on her success. But she was terrified of rejection, so she never actually pitched her services to anyone. She never made a cold call. She never posted her offers publicly. After 6 months of zero income, she was ready to quit. I explained the concept of the vessel of action to her. I told her that her vision board was a nice thought, but it was not a vessel. A vessel is a physical structure in the real world. I challenged her to make 20 direct pitches to potential clients in 1 week. She was terrified, but she did it. She faced rejection. She stumbled over her words, but she kept moving forward. Out of those 20 pitches, she landed 2 clients. Those 2 clients provided the revenue she needed to keep going, and they eventually referred her to others. Clara's business did not take off because she prayed harder. It took off because she finally built a vessel of action for the abundance to flow into. The third and most powerful vessel you must build is the vessel of giving. This is the ultimate paradox of Jewish wealth creation. You would think that giving money away empties your vessel. But in the spiritual economy, giving is the very act that expands your vessel's capacity. When you give tzedakah, when you help someone in need, you are demonstrating to the universe that you are a conduit, not a dead end. You are proving that you can be trusted with resources because you distribute them righteously. Proverbs 19:17 states, "Those who are generous to the poor make a loan to God, and they will receive their due." When you build a vessel of giving, you are literally partnering with the Creator. You are aligning your actions with the infinite flow of chesed, of loving kindness. If you want to receive more, you must create a larger vessel by giving more. This principle is deeply embedded in the Hebrew language itself. The Hebrew word for giving is natan. If you look at the word natan in Hebrew, it is spelled nun tav nun. It is a palindrome. It reads the exact same way forwards and backwards. The Kabbalists teach that this is not a coincidence. It reveals the fundamental nature of giving. Whatever you send out into the world comes right back to you. The flow is circular. When you give, you are not losing. You are initiating a return cycle. But if you refuse to give, if you hoard your resources out of fear, you break the cycle. You become a stagnant pool instead of a flowing river. A stagnant pool eventually becomes toxic, but a flowing river remains fresh and full of life. Building a vessel of giving is how you ensure that your financial river never runs dry. It is the ultimate act of faith in the infinite supply. Let me share one final story. A man named Leonard owned a small manufacturing company. The economy took a downturn and his orders dried up. He was facing bankruptcy and the prospect of laying off his entire staff. He was paralyzed by fear and spent his days praying for a miracle contract to save his business. He stopped paying his vendors, hoarded every penny, and cut off all his charitable giving. I told Leonard that his fear was destroying his vessel. By hoarding and restricting, he was signaling to the universe that he was a dead end. I told him he had to do the exact opposite of what his fear was telling him. I instructed him to immediately write a check to a local charity, even though his business account was dangerously low. I then told him to stop praying for a miracle contract and start building a vessel of action by personally visiting his top 10 former clients, not to ask for business, but to ask how he could help them survive the downturn. Leonard thought I was crazy, but he was out of options. He wrote the check and he started making the visits. By shifting his focus from his own lack to the needs of others, he changed his energy. During one of those visits, a former client mentioned a massive supply chain problem they were having. Leonard realized his factory could solve it. He proposed a solution on the spot, and they signed a contract that not only saved his business, but made it more profitable than ever before. The vessel of giving and the vessel of action saved him. I want you to take a hard look at your life today. Stop asking God why you are not wealthy and start asking yourself what kind of vessel you have built. Are you standing under the waterfall with a thimble, or are you building a reservoir? Are you relying on passive prayer, or are you engaging in aggressive hishtadlut? You must take responsibility for your physical reality. Update your skills. Make the calls. Take the risks. Give the tzedakah. Build the vessels. When you do the physical work, the universe will provide the spiritual flow. The oil will not stop until you run out of empty vessels. Tell me in the comments below what specific vessel you are going to build this week. I read every single comment, and I want to see who is ready to take action. If this video shifted your perspective on wealth, subscribe to the channel. I am dedicated to bringing you the unvarnished truth of the Jewish tradition. Remember, you are not waiting for God to bless you. God is waiting for you to build the vessel. Act like it. Shalom. And until next time. But before you go, I know what some of you are thinking. You are thinking that you have tried to build vessels before and they failed. You started a business and it went under. You applied for jobs and you were rejected. You feel like your vessels are broken and you are afraid to try again. You believe that because you failed in the past, you are destined to fail in the future. This is a dangerous illusion. A broken vessel is not a permanent state, it is a learning experience. The Talmud teaches that a person does not fully understand a concept until they have stumbled over it. Your past failures are not evidence that God is withholding blessing. They are the exact lessons you needed to learn how to build a stronger, more resilient vessel. Do not let the fear of a broken vessel keep you standing under the waterfall with empty hands. The only true failure is the refusal to build again. Gather your shattered pieces, learn from the cracks, and construct a new vessel. The oil is still flowing. The supply has not diminished. The only variable is your willingness to prepare for it. Furthermore, some of you might be thinking that building these vessels takes too much time. You want a quick fix. You want a magical prayer that will deposit $1 million into your bank account by tomorrow morning. You are addicted to the lottery mentality. This mentality is the enemy of true wealth. True wealth, the kind of wealth that lasts for generations, is built on a solid foundation of character, discipline, and consistent action. It is not a sudden explosion, it is a steady accumulation. Building a massive storehouse takes time. It requires patience, resilience, and unwavering faith in the process. If you are not willing to put in the time to build the vessel, you do not truly desire the blessing. You only desire the illusion of easy money. The universe rewards those who respect the process of creation. Stop looking for shortcuts and start laying the bricks. The time will pass anyway. You might as well spend it building something that can hold the infinite. I want to leave you with a final thought on the nature of the oil in the story of Elisha. The oil did not create itself. It multiplied what was already there. The widow had to start with a single small jar of oil. She had to bring something to the table. The universe cannot multiply zero. If you bring zero effort, zero knowledge, and zero action, the infinite multiplier of divine blessing will still result in zero. You must bring your small jar of oil. You must bring your initial effort, no matter how insignificant it seems. When you combine your small, consistent physical actions with the infinite spiritual flow, the results are miraculous. The vessel you build does not have to be perfect, but it has to be real. It has to exist in the physical world. Stop waiting for the oil to fall from the sky. Go find your empty vessels, bring your small jar of effort, and start pouring. The miracle is waiting for your action. And if you are truly serious about accelerating your journey and applying these principles at the highest level for a limited time, I am opening the doors to the Torah Millionaire Business School for just $299. This is where I unveil the complete Torah wealth system, the full architecture of ancient wisdom applied to modern financial transformation. The doors are closing soon. The link is in the comments. I look forward to seeing you inside and helping you build the wealth you were destined to create.